Okay, my name is Michael Hernandez, and if you're watching this podcast is made specifically for people who potentially want to or have invested or are invested or considering investing in the franchise of Legacy Window Cleaning. So, just gonna shoot, just don't screw around. I grew up. I was poor. I guess I wasn't poor. Poor was a different thing then, but I grew up. You know, we didn't have a lot of money. A nerd, a loser, whatever. You know, just not anybody. Troublemaker. A lot of things that just I don't know. Most of it wasn't good. I mean, there were some good things about me, but I mean, just gosh, like a really crummy guy, and I just lived life. I got into trouble, you know, just went through different addictions. I mean, just never thought that my life was going to amount to much. So, but I always was a really hard worker. And one thing that happened is just worked my whole life, worked for myself, and learned a lot, you know, when I was kind of working for myself. But learned a lot working for other people because I found myself at a pretty old age. I don't know, like 42, I don't know, 41, 40 years old, and going through divorce and had to start over with nothing. So that was brutal. And child support, you know, and there was 4 kids. So, I mean, that's a crushing blow. And, you know, to be able to survive that, you know, which was really tough, but also, you know, like financially, and that's, you know, a lot of it, that's what comes down to it. So now, working all those years and having nothing to show for it. So I knew, like at 42 years old, I can't start working for another company, you know, when I might be over my hill, you know, and think that I can pick up enough velocity in a company to where I could, you know, earn a retirement or something like that, or anything of significance. Like, I had to start my own business, and it had to be successful. So, and here goes the thing. And I know this is gonna be long, this is gonna be drawn out, but you know what? I'm gonna say it. One thing that the world is losing is the capacity to pay attention and to listen to something. I heard a saying the other day. They said, you know, you want to hide like the information, like to like rule the universe, and you want to hide it, the information to like take over the entire world, and you know, travel to Mars, to rule the universe. The best thing you can do to hide that information is put it in a book, because people are not going to invest the time. So this is it. So I'm going to tell you where I'm from, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going. But as a guy who's right in the middle, I'm not super in shape, you know. I'm not like super motivated, you know. I am just a guy who just is a regular guy who can be lazy, who can be a slob, you know, who, you know, not the guy who's, and I see guys who are, that, you know, they've got it all together, they're super organized, they're super smart, they're this, they're that, and the other. I'm not that guy. But I'm realizing that I can be amazing, you know, and what this whole podcast is about is to show. So my journey is that I've been, when I started my business, you know, been through a ton of stuff, you know, and just you know, and I don't even want to dwell on it, because I know, like, if you're listening to this, like, you've been through some stuff, and you're quite possibly struggling yourself. And this is for somebody who just thinks that there's no freaking way. Like, they don't know what to do. So this is the thing. So what I know is that anything's possible. Anything is possible. So there's no reason for anybody to struggle. There's no reason for anybody to be unhappy. Like, we can take control of our lives. And the way to do it is to understand that it does not happen overnight. And be willing to do the small steps that lead to the bigger steps, to the bigger steps, to the bigger steps, until eventually dude, you're there. You're there. But you have to be intentional, and you have to do. So when I started my own business, I just started a business where I was just like, hey, I'd worked for cheap, and I'd seen expensive, but never really done expensive. But I understood there's no money in mediocrity. There's no money in shortcut work. You want to make money? I had to make enough money to pay, my obligations for child support and whatnot. But if you want to make money, you got to be the best. You have to at least be the best to be able to, you want to be the best. So I just wanted to figure out like how to be the best window cleaner. And I was lucky enough to meet somebody or work for somebody who was kind of a jerk. He was totally a jerk, but the guy had a really high standard, and he started me off to where I was a very good window cleaner. Now, I researched success, like how to have, success. And when I realized that success is not about, it's not about money. Not for everybody. Some people want money, or some people want things that money can buy, which, to be quite honest, I kind of do too. The things that I want, which strangely enough, when I sat down and, like, you're going to learn some stuff. And I'm going to talk about everything because I've been studying this stuff for several years. Like, I'm always listening. This right here is in my ear because, I don't even need this. That's in my ear because I listen to podcasts all day long. And I'm always trying to learn, and I'm always trying to expand my mind, and I've been on a journey of learning. And I've studied people who have studied success, who have studied happiness, who have studied all these things. And now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I understand the assignment. So I'm still a beginner to this, right? Like I said, I'm not in super fit shape. I am not making the $1 million yet, but I'm going for it. And I'm going for the $1 million. I'm going for the 10 million. So the 100 million, which sounds crazy, and we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. So it sounds crazy, but it's not. That's the thing. It's really not. It's not impossible. It's not crazy. It's entirely doable. People do it all the time. So that being said, sorry, your message. What I want to do is I want to share my journey, because I know there's going to be people who are going to buy into this, who are going to look, and there's going to be people who are going to be like, I can't do it. This is not, there's guys who are just grunts, which is what I was for pretty much all my life. And I want them to see a guy who was never going to do anything. Maybe go to jail, maybe, who knows? It wasn't going to be anything good. Take his life, turn it around. A guy who's like mentally down like his whole life. A guy who like hated himself for his whole life. A guy just never ever was really happy to now start seeing a glimpse of happiness. And it's intentional. It's intentional. So what I want to do is I want to share with you all of that. And so every week, I feel like there's like 100, I could do 100 things right now, but this is just an introductory, so you kind of get what we're doing and I'm actually developing my own system, my own personal development system, which is based on a bunch of things that I had learned from all of this. So I guess I'll share with you that. Let me see what I got going on. So I've got one thing. So there's one thing that I can be doing in each one of the things that I've got, that I can be focusing on. So that's the thing, is a person could be doing 100 different things and not getting anywhere. So you want to focus you want to have one thing, at least one thing that you are definitely going at hard. If there might be other things you're doing, but these are the one thing. So for me, my physical was fasting. Like, fasting is awesome. So I'm really working on that. And I'm not there, but I'm working on it, and intentionally, spiritually. So prayerful meditation every day. So every day, meditation is great, but I decided that I really wanted to have it focused on God, and just talking to God. God created the universe. So if you just want a house and a truck, and a nice house and a truck, that's like nothing compared to the universe. Like, it's okay to have that, We don't put it in front of God, but, So the thing is I just want to talk to God and listen and meditate and share with him, my cares and, things that I want, but also, just trying to talk to him and be close to him. So, and this right here is huge. So my family, I try to talk to my family every day, talk with my wife, talk with my kids, be a part of their lives. Business, tech training system. So that's something that I need to be working on for my business, but actually the franchise is actually what should be there. Now, that's there. So that actually is going to be, so when I hire somebody, we've had a problem with hiring people and getting them to buy into the level of quality that we're at, which is the reason, if you're here and you're considering buying it, we're going to have a training system that's very comprehensive, but also, that can teach somebody things that are just far and above, just regular window cleaning. So that right there. But that's for the franchise. So if you are looking to buy it, what we're doing is like, one of the hardest things is when you hire people, if they don't know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, right, they're just going to be doing whatever. So this right here is actually a part of the training that they're going to have. And should you hire in, the training system is already going to be in place. All right, so my daily goals. So these are things that I do every single day. I put a list of things up here, okay? And when I do them, I mark them off. This is great because there's a lot of times, you'll just have dead time, right? And you're just like, what should I do? And that's the thing. If you have time in your day, or you have things on your list, or if you're just sitting on your phone, you could be doing something, but you just don't really. If it's written up here, okay, this is what I'm doing. And when you have it written on the wall, I don't know what it is, but it makes a difference. Even workout. Yesterday, I went to erase it because I did it, which maybe I think I will from now on. I'll erase it and then put it back up. But I was like, nope, I got to work out again today, so I left it there. So that was the thing. Then I have my weekly goals every day. These are things that I do every day. Work out every day, grind for 30 minutes a day, just calling people, just, texting people, reaching out to, whoever, and just try to just grow my business. This week, I need to do this like today, is a friend of mine gifted me Grant Cardone's sales system, so I definitely need to get that going. 1 hour work on the franchises, which is what I'm doing now, and 3 acts of service every day. So I really try to do something, even if it's for somebody in your family, which is probably the best place to do services, in your own house. But also you can do that outside of house. But just kind of to give you perspective is that a lot of these things that we're doing, if we want to be great, somebody else made it. And these guys are super happy, and these guys are super rich, and these guys are super successful. So I am following the assignment, and that's it. So this is the first podcast, and what I would say, I'm going to leave on this note. If you really just feel like you're lost, or you really feel like you could never do anything great, or you feel like there's just, I don't know, you're not happy, whatever. I'm starting to figure it out myself, and I just kind of want to share it, and I mean, I have my good days and I have my bad days, or whatever, but I do really know in the back of my mind that if you really put your heart and soul into growing yourself, to growing your, into each one of these things, and be intentional with them. Like if you're taking care of your business, that's that's going to grow. And as your finances grow, like, it eases up time for you to be able to do this with your family, or you know, you have money where you can take them somewhere, you know, and that matters. Like, time with your family matters, but sometimes it costs money. If it doesn't, you know, we've got things that we do as a family that don't cost money, but, well, I mean, I guess everything costs money, but just, like I said, intentional. So this is the thing, like, I'm a beginner. I'm just following assignment. I've been reading books for years, for like 3 years now, and now I'm putting what I learned into place, and I'm actually going to use this as an accountability for myself. So what I would say is, if you feel like you're a loser, or you feel like you know, you don't even imagine yourself being successful, you don't even imagine yourself, you know, having a great car or a great truck or just anything like that, do it. You know, if you want to try, and this is the thing, if you want to try and you want to commit to it, write it down, and then show up to the next thing. We're gonna keep doing this. Show up to the next one and have it written down before you log into the next one. Have it written down and make it be something that's worth fighting for. You know, I don't know what yours is, but make it be something that's worth fighting for, and come back here ready to go after it.